Mumonkan, case number 39. Umon says, "You have misspoken." A monk said to Umon, "The radiance serenely illuminates the whole universe." Before he could finish the verse, Umon interrupted him and asked, "Aren't those the words of Chosetsu?" "Yes, they are," answered the monk. "You have misspoken," Umon said. Afterwards, another master brought up the matter and said, "Tell me, where did the monk err in his speaking?" Mumon's comment: if you can see the uncompromising and rigorous operation of Umon's method and how the monk misspoke, then you are qualified to be a teacher of humans and devas. If you are not yet clear about it, you are far from saving yourself. Mumon's verse: a fishing line is cast in the waters. The greedy will be caught. Before you start to open your mouth, your life is already lost. The poem quoted by this monk was written by a prominent Chinese government official called Chosetsu the Genius, and he composed it upon attaining his enlightenment. The two first lines are as follows: "The radiance silently illuminates the whole universe. Wise and ignorant, sentient and non-sentient, all are in my abode." So this may sound like a beautiful piece of poetry, but about the word radiance, you should not interpret this word as meaning some kind of nice concept, like description of a sun-flooded landscape, or as an emanation coming from some enlightened person, like a Buddha or a Swami or a saint. No, when Chosetsu speaks about radiance, he speaks about you. You, the viewer, are this silent radiance. And you are this radiance right now. Not a year ago, when you were maybe visiting a monastery or a beautiful church and everything was radiant. Not a year ago when hiking in nature. Not a year ago when you were madly in love. And also not a year from now when you will finally get it. Or a year from now when enlightenment will finally hit you like a thunderclap. No, the radiance Chosetsu is speaking about is you, and it is now. It is already your abode, your home, your being. But rather than just speaking about that and saying, "Ah, how interesting," or keeping babbling about it, let us do a small meditation exercise in the hope that you may get a taste of this radiance right now. And let us use this mineral stone here as a tool to help you taste this radiance yourself. So take a good, comfortable position, and you may use this object, or you may choose another object that happens to be available wherever you are sitting, and try to take the dualistic point of view first and see how this object is at a distance from you. Your body-mind is right there where you're sitting, and the stone or whatever other object you have chosen is somehow further away, outside of yourself. And now look around you and see how all the other objects seems to be outside. You seem to be seeing these objects through these peepholes, the two peepholes that we have here. And from the inside, there is something mysterious that you call I, while on the outside, there is what you call the world. So try to feel that dualistic way of perceiving things. Now we will do the exercise again, but we will have a closer look at those two peepholes. From your direct experience, do you really see such peepholes? Do you really experience that? It's not really your experience. Maybe others will tell you there are two holes there, but from your experience, there is only white space, open space, in which objects like this glowing stone appears in you. And there isn't some mysterious little monster inside of you that you call I, hidden behind those two people. There is no such thing. That's not our experience. Just white space in which colored objects appear. Those colors include the rock here, and they merge into the space which you are. You cannot distinguish two different things: the colored objects and the space in which they appear. There are no such borders. Just one shining space radiating without borders, without limits. And is it really your experience that these colored lights that are surrounding you, that they are coming to you? Or is it your aware space that radiates and makes all these colored objects visible? There is no real way to tell, is there? So now I would like to invite you to briefly close your eyes. Suddenly all the colors disappear. Does the aware space in which they happen to arise disappear also? No. Now open your eyes again. Suddenly all the colors appear again in you. Now close your eyes again. Suddenly all the colors disappear, but your awareness, your aware space did not disappear. Open close. What we learn from this exercise is that since your awareness is there independently of eyes being open or closed, one can really question whether the light really comes to you or whether it is your awareness that goes and meets all the colored objects. When you realize this, you are experiencing what Chosetsu experienced when he quoted in his poem, "The radiance silently illuminates the whole universe. Wise and ignorant, sentient and non-sentient, all are in my abode." So let's repeat the koan. A monk said to Umon, "The radiance serenely illuminates the whole universe." Aren't those the words of Chosetsu? So Umon was in no mood to talk poetry. Poetry, the way that it is recited like that, is like quoting others. Today's world, we quote so much what others have said. We quote on Facebook, we quote on Twitter. Millions of people are sharing little posts, liking little posts. We all quote, and we do that then in the hope that people would say, "Whoa, this guy knows a lot. That is a nice picture that I have shared. See how much I know. Am I not great to know so many quotes?" And people play this game on those media. It's really an ego-boosting game because somehow we are greedy. We want to build our ego. When Umon said, "Aren't these the words of Chosetsu?" the monk answered, "Yes, they are." Here the monk again doesn't present something fresh, something of his own. He could maybe have countered Umon by saying, "Who the hell cares about Chosetsu? My radiance illuminates the universe now." But he didn't. The monk just said, "Yes, you actually caught me with my hand in the cookie jar." And when the monk admitted that he was just quoting, Umon responded, "You have misspoken." Afterwards, another master brought up this matter and said, "Tell me, where did the monk err in his speaking?" Well, my response to this second monk is that the monk could have misspoken once or twice. The first time that he might have misspoken is the fact that he quoted someone else rather than coming up with some fresh quote of his own. But it depends then very much how he would recite this quote. He could have said, "The radiance serenely illuminates the whole universe," in a feeling way, showing that he is that radiance. Or he could just have stupidly quoted, "The radiance serenely illuminates the whole universe." And then, of course, it makes a big difference. In the first case, nothing was wrong. He didn't misspeak because these were words he felt. In the second case, it was just quoting. Having said that, The second time the monk says something, where he admits that these were indeed Chosetsu's words, there he definitely misspoke. That were his own words, even if they may have come from Chosetsu. The words were said in the now. Even though they may have been from a past memory, they still come up in the now. And he could have said, this is the radiance that I'm feeling right now. So saying in a way, oh, these are some of the words of Chosetsu in the past, definitely shows a lack of insight on the part of the monk. Let's continue with the koan, Mumon's comment. If you can see the uncompromising and rigorous operation of Mumon's method and how the monk misspoke, then you are qualified to be a teacher of humans and devas. If you are not yet clear about it, you are far from saving yourself. I think this comment is clear and doesn't need any further comments from me. And now the verse. A line is cast in the waters. A fishing line is thrown in the water, meaning the words, aren't those the words of Chosetsu? That is like casting a line in the water. The greedy will be caught. The monk got caught by this word, like he was greedy, he wanted to quote, he wanted to show off, and he got caught. Before you start to open your mouth, your life is already lost. If you don't feel the radiance when you speak about it in the now, then you are already lost. This concludes today's koan. Thank you for listening and have a great day.